Matt, we had this discussion on our call-in show just last night when Urban Meyer entered Big Ten play at Ohio State. He seemed to toughen up the recruiting practices across the league. If schools like Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, and others wanted to maintain shouting distance and have a chance, then they had to raise the level of recruiting. So Lincoln Riley comes to a situation in the Pac-12 in which he has a lot of advantages and he has a lot of experience in a short run at Oklahoma showing recruiting prowess there. Do you think, and this is pure speculation, I understand, about what the priorities are and the resources at other institutions across the Pac-12, but you know it about as well as anyone. Do you think that Lincoln Riley upping the ante at USC could have a positive impact on the conference overall?
I think it's hard to see how he wouldn't. Like you've seen the domino effect of Lincoln Riley in so many different ways. And of course, you have George Kliavkoff coming into the Pac-12 as commissioner. We're still in the first 12 months of his tenure. You've seen things like, USC getting a Labor Day weekend game against LSU in 2024. So now Las Vegas is going to become a Labor Day weekend neutral site destination, along with, Atlanta for the Chick-fil-A game and Arlington. Nick Saban's going to be in one of those two places on Labor Day. It's kind of an annual tradition. So USC is now joining that mix. You're seeing ESPN. Here's a story that broke in the 2 weeks since we last talked, Mark, and that is that ESPN is going to televise live the USC spring game on Saturday, April 23rd. Kirk Herbstreit, who, just got that Amazon NFL Thursday night deal with Al Michaels, he's going to be on the call for that USC spring game. So in so many ways, on so many fronts, just the spotlight on USC, which extends to the Pac-12, the visibility has already been multiplied exponentially. And so it's just really hard to see how that domino effect doesn't ripple through the Pac-12, and it's going to do so in different directions, right? Because at first it's just going to be, hey, we have to match his recruiting. But second, it's like, we want to take him down. Third, it's, whoa, we want to be on television with the same regularity that USC is or is going to be under Lincoln Riley. So there are just so many incentives. There's such a continuous domino parade of incentives out there for other programs. And they're going to point to USC and say, hey, we want to be like that. Hey, don't you want to compete against the very best? It's just hard to see how it won't have a really big effect on everything. And I might add, Mark, that if Lincoln Riley gets Josh Conerly, because it was pretty much expected in January that, Caleb Williams is going to go from Oklahoma to USC. He was going to flip other Oklahoma players. He was going to flip the players that he recruited to Oklahoma from the Southern California area. Like that was all expected. But like Josh Conerly kind of exists, I think, on a separate island as this guy who was up for grabs, not always assumed to be in USC's column. And so, and also, the March Madness is winding down. The national sports focus is moving more towards spring football, more toward the NFL draft. So, like football is re-entering the conversation a little bit nationally after basketball has its 1 month run in the sun. So when we get into early April and everyone sees Josh Conerly, if he goes to USC, that event, assuming it happens, assuming Lincoln Riley does land him, like that's going to make headlines in a way that maybe like the February run of recruiting might not have quite done. It's just going to re-emphasize as we get into the spring and the summer just how successful Lincoln Riley is at this restoration project at USC. And given what I referenced earlier in the show about Lincoln Riley wanting to get large numbers of transfers into the program, well, if Josh Conerly comes, whoa, isn't that going to be a message to various players in the portal? Lincoln Riley is the destination. That's where you want to play football.